So far we've been talking about the policy iteration, and in the policy iteration algorithm, we've been updating each expected value of the state, and then we updated the probability function, which is the state transition probability for every other iteration. But at the end, what we did is just use the greedy algorithm, and then we chose the maximum probability, and we made a transition to the next state. So, well, anyway, at the end, we're gonna if you're gonna choose the maximum value, then why don't we just choose the maximum value at the first spot? I mean, do you really have to calculate the probability for each action because you are gonna choose the maximum value at the end? So, the value iteration algorithm says you don't really have to calculate the probability like this. Instead, what you can do is for so if I expand this, you're gonna calculating oops, this for 4 times for moving up or moving left, down, or to the right. So we'll have these 4 numbers for each actions, and then you just choose the maximum one among these, and then put that value as next state's expected value. So that's the value iteration step. And then when we choose the action, we are going to compare the expected value here and here, or wherever it is, and then choose the maximum one, and then set a flag up. So if this value is higher than that value, you're going to put a flag here. And say if you are, say, here, and then expected value is, say, I don't know, 5 and 5 and 4 and 4, and then it happened to be there are like two same number but they are maximum number, then you set up a flag to the two states and they are equal, they have like equal probability to move to the next state. So I said flag, not the probability, because, well, it doesn't really matter because we're going to choose the maximum probability anyway, so that can be regarded as a flag. So let's look at the actual code. So this is the function for update value. So it's basically same. Only difference is now we don't add up all the state next state's expectation value to update my current state and expectation value. Instead, so what I mean by this, what I mean by it is here. So the structure is same for all state. We're gonna iterate 25 states, and then it's just if this state is a goal, we just set up the expected value as a 0. And then for all state and for all actions in that state, we're just gonna get the reward value and next value. That's just the same as before. And instead, we are adding this value to a list. Previously, we did have this equation. Instead of this action, what we're doing here is just calculate that part only, and then put that value into this list. So we're gonna have 4 values in the list, and then at the end we're just gonna choose the maximum value among this list, and then say that was maximum, and then we're just gonna update the state at t+1 of my current state is just that value. Okay, so that's how we update the state value function. And if we look at the get action function, which is actually getting an action for the state. So this is just a greedy algorithm again. So say we updated all the state values, and what we're gonna do is just choosing the best action. So how do we know which one is best action? So we have to iterate the actions again. So we're going to calculate this value of the action, and then again we're going to just choose the maximum value, and that's the typical loop for getting the maximum value in an array or in a vector or whatever it is. And then that's basically it. So this one is just for the flag, setting up the flag, and that's it. So you're updating the GUI. So let's actually play the game. So to update the value, my hotkey is v in this game. If I put v, again the probability was initialized to 1 over 4, but it doesn't really matter. It's just a previous code. Anyway, it's interesting. Now we have this maximum value because that was the goal. Now if we keep doing this, we're gonna only update the value, which is only for the maximum value of the previous state, and then we're multiplying the discount factor here, and then finally if we choose action, then that's it. So there's no probability anymore. It's just a flag based on the maximum value of the next function, next state. And if we follow these flags, we're gonna reach to a goal. So it's way simpler than the previous algorithm.